Motherboard connector types. Peripheral Component Interconnect, PCI. The Peripheral Component Interconnect bus, universally recognized as PCI, is one of the most historically significant expansion interfaces in the world of computer hardware. Introduced by Intel in the early 1990s, it completely transformed how users added capabilities to their computers by replacing older, much slower standards like the industry standard architecture, or ISA bus. While it has been entirely superseded in modern consumer computers by the much faster PCI Express standard, understanding the original PCI slot is still a mandatory skill for any hardware technician working with legacy industrial systems, older servers, or specialized diagnostic equipment. The physical architecture and the white slot. If you look at a motherboard manufactured between 1995 and 2010, you will almost always see a row of distinct, relatively long plastic slots near the bottom edge. These original PCI slots are traditionally molded in a bright white plastic to easily distinguish them from other connection types on the board. Inside the slot, you will find a series of tiny metal pins designed to grip the gold contacts on the bottom of an expansion card. These contacts allow the card to communicate directly with the motherboard chipset and the central processing unit. Parallel communication and shared bandwidth. The most defining technical characteristic of the original PCI standard is that it uses a parallel bus architecture. In a parallel system, all the data bits are sent simultaneously side by side across 32 separate copper wires, much like cars traveling together on a massive 32-lane highway. While this was incredibly fast for its time, peaking at 133 megabytes per second, it had a major architectural flaw. The entire PCI bus was shared among all the connected devices, meaning if you had a network card, a sound card, and a storage controller all plugged into different PCI slots, they had to take turns talking to the processor. If one card was downloading a massive file, the other cards would have to wait, which could cause the computer audio to stutter or the mouse to freeze momentarily. Voltage keys and physical notches. A critical troubleshooting detail for technicians is understanding the voltage requirements of different PCI cards. The standard supported two different electrical voltages, specifically 5 volts and 3.3 volts. To prevent a user from accidentally destroying a card by plugging it into the wrong voltage slot, engineers utilized a clever physical keying system. If you look closely at the gold connector edge of a PCI card, you will notice a small notch or cutout. A notch located near the front of the card indicates a 3.3 volt requirement, while a notch near the back indicates a 5 volt requirement. Universal cards feature both notches, allowing them to slide safely into either type of slot. Legacy applications in the modern era. You might wonder why a modern technician needs to study a bus standard that is largely obsolete in home computers. The answer lies in the enterprise and industrial sectors. Many factories, medical facilities, and retail environments still rely on million-dollar machines that are controlled by computers running specialized PCI interface cards. Because replacing an entire factory assembly line is too expensive, technicians are frequently called upon to maintain the older computers that house these specific legacy PCI data acquisition or motor control cards.